So now that it looks like there's that information that came out from Digital Foundry, and developers are kind of talking about why the PS5 is more powerful. I did a video about it earlier. We sort of have this weird situation now where Xbox fans are starting to see the predicament that they're actually in. And, we're sort of in this weird situation now where Microsoft is kind of screwed because guess what? They can't just crap out a mid-gen refresh. They're kind of stuck with what they have, and given the fact that Xbox isn't lighten it up in terms of sales and things, you have to wonder sort of what the future holds for that. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure that it's all that rosy. To be honest with you, it's like if you look at it, Microsoft is putting their games on PlayStation as it sits. But that's not the only issue. The other issue is that their own games have been running better on PlayStation, which is kind of mind-boggling if you think about it. Now I think Xbox fans are starting to really understand the gravitas of the situation, which is that once the PS5 Pro releases, that's all she wrote. I mean, there's not going to be any more, close comparisons and things like that. It's just that's not going to happen. And, we're sort of living in this weird world right now where, the announcement that's going to come for the PS5 Pro is going to absolutely destroy a large contingent of Xbox fans who are already trying to downplay it. But here's the thing. If you're an Xbox fan, and listen, I'm an Xbox fan, let's just be completely honest about this. At the end of the day, we cared about power. We definitely cared about power because we talked it up. We've had the most powerful console for 7 years. I mean, it hasn't really helped much, so I guess there's some solace in that. But at the end of the day, having the most powerful platform has not helped Xbox fans in the least. And I think that's really a weird thing because, for me personally, I thought, hey, once they have the most powerful console, they're going to get better third-party games, they're going to get this, they're going to get that, games are going to look better, people are going to flock to the Xbox because there's going to be a noticeable difference. And so far, like, that stuff just really hasn't happened. So we've already seen such a difference or lack of difference in the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, when technically the Xbox Series X should be far, far ahead of the PS5 in pretty much every game. One of the reasons that sort of was led to by Digital Foundry was saying that because Xbox is they're cross creating these games, so basically you have a situation where Xbox these games on Xbox are very much having to be on par with the PS5 because of the PS5 being the lead platform, or because the PS5 has sold so much better. You have people going, oh, well, the Xbox Series X is only allegedly more powerful. So, just think what's going to happen once we have the PS5 Pro, once people start having that in their hands, once we start seeing a situation where the comparisons are going to start coming in. And for sure, we're going to see a lot of comparisons. We're going to see Digital Foundry do comparisons. We're going to see a lot of other places do comparisons as well. Even IGN, they have a comparison person. That's just the way it's going to be, and we're going to see a huge difference between these versions of games, and that's really going to look bad on Xbox. But again, maybe we're at a point where people don't care as much as we think. I don't know. It's like we do live in a weird world where things change. Like everybody was all about those first-party exclusives, for a couple of years, and then when Xbox started getting some, whether or not they're going to be maintained exclusives for any length of time, I don't know, but. We were at this point where people were kind of looking at them and going, oh, well, first-party exclusives, that's all that matters. And now, like, Sony has none, really. And, doesn't look like they're going to really have any huge things until next year. We look at this and people go, oh, well, that's okay because we've got the third-party stuff or second-party stuff. Like, things tend to change depending on what has what at the time, right? So when the PS4 was out, for instance, it was more powerful. then the Xbox One, so everybody talked up power, power, power. Then the Xbox One X came out. Suddenly, power didn't really matter, and it was all about something else. And so it'll just continue to change. I'm not foolish. I'm not stupid. I know exactly what happens and why it happens, and that's just going to continue to be a thing. So going forward, we're starting to see more and more Xbox fans come out and say stuff like, oh, well, maybe it would be better if Microsoft did actually come out with a Xbox Series X Pro or whatever, because let's just be real about it, they're going to get skunked. They're going to get cakewalked by the and people are going to really kind of take note of this. So that's really an unfortunate situation to sort of be in, and I hope that things can kind of work out in the long term for Xbox fans, because we spent this money. Like, I know I did. Listen, I don't know what any of your thoughts were for buying an Xbox. Maybe you're watching this and you bought an Xbox Series X at launch like me. I bought a PS5 at launch as well. But when I bought the Xbox Series X, I bought it for a few key reasons. I thought, okay, well, I'm going to have this powerful console. It could lead to higher adoption rates because, it's so powerful, and it's got backwards compatibility, and it's got this, and smart delivery, and, and they just bought ZeniMax, and there's going to be all these exclusives coming in. A lot of that stuff never happened, though, or was, not really taken advantage of. It's like as soon as the Xbox came out, or even before that, they announced the end of the backwards compatibility program. It's just really, we haven't really seen anything that really takes advantage of the platform yet. So, that's a thing that we kind of have to look at as fans as well. Who knows if things are going to change down the line, but it almost seems like a lot of the time Microsoft doesn't really care about their own console, and we keep seeing PlayStation perform better, and then a lot of fans are now questioning Microsoft and their strategy, right? Even if a lot of them won't do it publicly, but I would expect to see a lot more, and then they're going to go, oh, well, just wait until this handheld releases. That's where it'll be at. It's like, I don't think it's something that ever ends, and that's why I think some of this back and forth can be silly. But at the end of the day, gamers, they take this stuff seriously. I know for a fact that that's certainly the case. Is that going to be something that they continue to do? What can Xbox fans hype up at that particular point? You have the PS5 Pro coming out, hands down the more powerful console. You already had the PS5 outperforming Xbox on most things. Now you have this PS5 Pro, and you have Xbox first-party games like Call of Duty, Doom for sure going to that platform, and they're going to perform so much better there. So again, you have a lot of people questioning what's the point of even buying an Xbox at this particular juncture. So I'm sure some are saying that secretly behind the lines. I've seen some people act a little bit weird over this. They're upset by the fact that the PS5 Pro is going to be able to kind of dog walk everything that the Xbox had kind of hyped up. So again, it's a weird thing that Microsoft finds themselves in. It's a weird situation. I hope that Microsoft can find their way out of it, because honestly, at the end of the day, we keep seeing Sony is not doing much, but they're still completely kicking the ever-loving crap out of Xbox in sales. And now you have Xbox fans wishing and openly stating that they wanted a mid-gen refresh, despite the fact that Phil Spencer saying years ago, oh, well, no, that's not what they want. They don't really want that, etc., etc. So we are certainly in a weird place in time right now, in my humble opinion. So, are we going to continue to see ourselves in these situations in the future? I don't know. We'll see. I think Microsoft has some ground to catch up for sure, and I'd love to see them be able to go out there and do that. But I'm not sure if there's anything they can do at this particular point. I don't know. What do you guys think, though? Are you guys if you're an Xbox fan, are you upset that you don't get a Xbox Series X Pro? Do you wish you had one? I'd love to hear some reasoning behind this. As an Xbox fan, I wish they had something that was competitive with the PS5 Pro instead of just waiting years to come out with a new thing, and then Sony will inevitably come out with something new and it'll be even more powerful. And so you have this kind of back and forth, but it really doesn't matter unless Xbox offers something in like the exclusive areas that you can't get on PlayStation. So let me know what you guys think. Please like the video if you enjoyed. I do daily video content. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.